So got the power source there. It's connected to these pieces of threaded rod at the bottom. So I'll be sliding the foam through here. I could shrink that throat if I needed to. Right now it's on 7.91 volts. If I bump this up to a little bit higher, this starts to glow red. So that's around 9 volts. There's 8. So little, seems like a little under 8 for this amount of resistance. So this doesn't get hot, this doesn't get hot. Wire over here doesn't get hot, just right there. And I've got, so the wire is connected first right here. That's just the end. And then it just goes around this screw, goes around that screw, and then I've had a piece of surgical tubing I'm using to tension it. And, there we go, two-handed thing. So I can adjust this pretty easily and hope it works. One of the things you'll notice here is that I've got a fan set up in the back and I've got the garage door open on the other side. You can't see that. Also, I've got an outfeed table. As I slide the big foam sheets through, I don't want them to flop down on the floor, so I've got that extra piece of wood to keep the bottom level. So I've got all these extra pieces, and now I take the extra pieces and I'm cutting them into long, skinny rectangles. I've tilted the foam cutter sideways to kind of make it like a bandsaw, so the blade is vertical. Realized partway through I could do multiple cuts at once. That would have saved me some time earlier on the big pieces. This was the fussy part. I had to make a jig to cut the rectangular pieces into the triangles for the ribs. And once I had it dialed in and I had that slope just right, it was pretty easy. Went pretty fast. Here you can see I made a template and I marked all 4 corners with it. I just went out and measured the hot tub curve to get the right radius. Then after this, after I marked the corners, I made a little guide so that I could hold the cutter horizontally and keep it parallel to the bottom of the hot tub cover. You can't really see that brace there, but it's riding along on the bottom edge of the hot tub cover. This is a gadget that I made to do chamfers on the edges. I didn't want to sand the edges because I didn't want to produce a bunch of microplastics. So I made this little chamfering jig to just slice off the corners of the hot tub. This pretty much wraps up the foam cutting. I did use a flap disc on a grinder to take down some of the wood that you see sticking out, but the rest of the work on this cover was mostly epoxying and painting.